Seems to bring the best out of the players, but one player I'm sure Wigan supporters will be delighted to see is the little man Andy Gregory, number 7, recovered from his sciatica problems of midweek. He takes his place at the scrum half position, and coach Graham Lowe puts utility back Jed Burnett standoff alongside him. Wigan lack Andy Goodway in the pack, but that for me still a very powerful back row trio in Andy Platt, Ian Potter and skipper Ellery Hanley. And Bradford Northern, well, the Wigan pack will have to be informed to counter this Northern 6. They lack Brendan Hill, suspended for 3 matches on Thursday, but bring in the local boy John Hamer. And I expect the skipper, number 7, Paul Harkin, to be prompting the big lads up front, his short passes, and keeping them going forward with kicks to touch. Be an interesting battle of tactics, I think, between the two sides. And Harry Pinner, a master tactician. Different style of loose forward to Hanley, master distributor of the ball, not averse to opening play out. But his counterman there, Ellery Hanley, the prolific try scorer, given the freedom of the pitch, I think, at number 13. Little Andy Gregory, touched trouble of sciatica in midweek, trained yesterday afternoon, declared himself fit. And referee Dave Carter, his first semi-final, allowing Joe Lydon to kick off for Wigan. Wigan from left to right in the cherry and white hoops. And the Bradford Northern colours there, the white jerseys and the amber and black hoop. And I'm sure, Ali, looking at this pack, it's taken some very, very big jerseys to get over this Bradford pack, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. It's going to be interesting the way the both sides play. Obviously, Wigan's got the pace on the flanks and in the centres, but Bradford have got a very, very big pack, and I think you'll find out they'll be playing down the middle.
And if they are playing down the middle, it will be that little man, Paul Harkin, at the hub of things, directing the operations. Pinner to Carl Fairbank. Another of the Fairbank brothers, 5 of them in the game. And a slip by this number 5, Mark Preston, been in tremendous form, but there's the number 7, Paul Harkin, already taken 2 man of the matches in previous John Player finals with Hull Kingston Rovers. A director of operations. And referee Mr. Carter from Widnes, judging that Ellery Hanley was not packed down in the scrum. The loose forward must be in the scrum, and he must have his head inside the scrum. And Keith Mumby, evergreen player for Bradford, 15 seasons at Odsal. Oozing experience, Mumby. Pinner. Ryan Noble, already the floodlights on here at Headingley, very dark, overcast, and a very strong wind behind Wigan, facing Bradford Northern. Number 8, Kelvin Skerry. To Noble. Bradford already concentrating on this pack in midfield. Harkin, attempted drop. And it's there. Well, I think this little man felt that there was no point coming away from this position with nothing. So, just 1 point to 0 for Bradford against Wigan. Drop goal, of course, in rugby league, counting just 1 point.
Well, very good tactics, young Paul Harkin. They always say, never come away without a point, and he just does that. Bang, right through the middle.
Simpson. Carl Fairbank already in the thick of things. His father Jack played with great distinction here at Headingley for Leeds in the 50s. And this lad, I think, a very similar forward to his father, Alec.
Yes, I think that's it's going to be interesting to see. I was listening to what Barry Seaborn, the Bradford coach, had to say. He said Wigan may have all the class, but this is a team game and this is the way we play.
Yes, and there's a beautiful kick there from Harkin. How many times over the seasons have we seen this little number 7, the 28 years old captain for Bradford, pushing his pack forward with those probing kicks. Gained 45 yards there. Ellery Hanley a little upset at that Bradford tackle from Harry Pinner. A lot of competition between these two loose forwards. Differing styles, but both very, very influential in this match. Oh, Keith Mumby's missed it. And it looks like Adrian Shelford with severe rib damage, possibly when the scrum collapsed. But in rugby league, the game carries on unless the referee judges that the offence is very, very serious. And Phil Ford, number 2 there, £140,000, transfer listed. Only his second game for Bradford Northern this season. He had a contract dispute. That's good play to Stewart. Still keeping going. Oh, tremendous run there by John Hamer. Only came into the team on Friday, this 22 years old ex-Colts player. Just 5 minutes gone, 1 point to nil for Bradford, and already this big pack posing problems for Wigan. Tony Iron. Jed Byrne. Looking for Hanley, moving out wide. I think we'll find Ellery Hanley out there, Alec, this afternoon.
Yes, I think he's been told lie out wide and let's see what happens, because he has got that little bit extra pace. He's a very, very strong lad. But just watching Wigan now, the way they're playing, Wigan will want to get Bradford, play the ball quickly and get it out wide, because they're a little bit quicker in the backs.
And already, tragedy for Wigan. It looks as if Adrian Shelford, the New Zealand test prop, is going off. Looked like a knock just on the right there of the ribs. And forward, Sean Wayne coming on. Well, a good, solid, strong player is this lad Wayne.
I think, Ray, though, the loss of Adrian Shelford, who people are saying now is showing his true form, he'll be very badly missed.
And certainly his weight might be missed against this Bradford pack.
Yes, he's a big lad, and obviously, you know, they'll miss him in the scrums.
Kevin Iroh. Wigan, I think, will be attempting to bring the three-quarters in at every opportunity. They'll not want to make a pack battle of this with Bradford. Nicky Kiss. Oh, there's a chance there for Byrne. Just couldn't get the ball inside there to Ian Potter. First real attack of the game for Wigan. Gregory, well, he's not really flighted that ball well in the wind. A poor kick. And well taken by Carl Fairbank. Bradford still using this pack. Kelvin Skerritt, the son of the ex-Great Britain forward, Trevor Skerritt. Pinner, that's a good ball to Keith Mumby. Just couldn't get away. Keith Mumby really judged that pass from Harry Pinner. And I think Bradford even more dangerous because they've got two ball players, haven't they, at the base of the scrum?
Yes, and it all depends what Bradford do with the two ball players. Harry Pinner and Paul Arkin are both very good with the ball in the hands, and they'll be laying the ball off two of the forwards.
Bad miss there by Steve Hansen, but a very, very difficult ball to take, and a good kick there from David Hobbs. And a very powerful kick against this wind, because Wigan got a very strong wind in front behind them. Sean Wayne's first touch of the ball as substitute. Nicky Kiss. That's good play by Kiss, sensing that there were very, very few men around to play the ball, taking it forward. And that's better play by Gregory, using the wind, forcing Phil Ford back. Oh, that's a shocking pass by Ford. Well done, Keith Mumby. But I'm sure he'll have a few words to say, Alec, to Phil Ford.
I don't know about Phil Ford. I think he'll want to stay back in the Valleys way after that pass. Who was he passing to? And to put his teammates under pressure. I think there'll be a few words said to him very quietly.
Well, Phil Ford has been playing soccer with the Cardiff amateur team for the last 2 or 3 months. And a knock-on. Wigan, of course, set up a record score in getting here to this final. 92 points to 2 against the Runcorn. Then the match we saw, 2016 with Halifax and the Mark Preston try. And after the replay, 16-16 at Hull Kingston Rovers, but a convincing 30 points to 0 against Hull KR at Wigan. And Bradford, well, I think their best win was certainly that Castleford match. 19 points to 18 when very few really thought they would win the game. But all credit to them, here they are.
It's interesting also, Ray, to realise that there is a very, very strong wind blowing down and it's in Wigan's favour, because I think what they want to do now is just keep the ball down in Bradford's half and hope that Anley and Cork can benefit from that.
Because I'm sure we'll see Paul Harkin kicking in the second half, won't we?
Yes, if Bradford are in front at half-time, I think they'll be very, very pleased.
Just 10 minutes gone, just still that 1 point, the Harkin drop goal in the second minute. Bradford 1, Wigan 0, and foot up. Brian Noble there, the ex-Great Britain hooker. A differential penalty, of course. Only chance of going for goal for foul play at a scrum. So Lydon to put to touch. Joe Lydon played very few games this season, barely a dozen matches, been trouble with hamstrings. Lucas. Oh, caught in 2 minds there, Jed Byrne. Good backing up from Gregory. This is the danger to Bradford. Really needed a couple of second rows coming off Gregory there. Ellery Hanley. Byrne, Hampson, oh, that's a nice chip kick. Ford's on it. But it was well worth the chance, I think, Ali, wasn't it?
Yes, that's a very good play. And this little man, Gregory, number 7, he's had injections all week. They tell me he's had sciatica, and he must be having a little bit of pain out there as well.
Yes, he was considered so important to the Wigan side. They held a special training session at lunchtime for him. This was silly, simple tackle by David Hobbs, and no need for Sean Wayne to get involved in that, the Wigan number 15. And Brian Noble, well, he's a policeman, Brian Noble, during the week. And the policeman even having a word to him.
I don't think there's anything serious with that, Ray. I think it's just a little bit of the Christmas festivities coming early.
Well, certainly the referee, Mr. Carter, not standing any message. Keith Mumby, very experienced player, may lack the pace now, but certainly knows the positions to be in. Penner. Wigan won 3 of these John Player finals, and Bradford 2 finals. But it's 9 years ago since Bradford were last at this level. interesting to see Harker and Pinner there all the time at first or second receiver, distributing this ball for this northern side, and Keith Mumby coming up quite a lot in the line. And those are good kicks, Alec, against this wind.
Yes, there's a swirling wind about, and obviously the ball is going to hang, but Bradford are playing good tactics. They're putting the ball deep and tackling well.
Oh, this is a good run. Good run from Steve Hampson. Hanley. And there's no doubt about it. Certainly tempers are flaring up here. A punch was thrown at Ellery Hanley, and I think it was from Harry Pinner. We talked at the beginning of this match about the competition between these two loose forwards.
Well, you'll not believe this. Harry Pinner, known as a gentleman in the sport. Just watch this. There's no problem what he's been doing here. Round it comes, bang. He is very lucky to stay on the field, if he does stay on the field.
Well, the referees have had a directive from Mr. Lindop that all head-high tackles should be to the sin bin or should be sent off. But it looks as if, yes, Harry Pinner has gone to the sin bin, we think. 10 minutes, and rightly so. No excuses whatsoever. And that's most uncharacteristic of Harry Pinner, Alec, isn't it?
It's most uncharacteristic, but also it's most unprofessional, because he's left his team in a very bad position. They're struggling with a strong wind against them, and this will make it a lot harder.
So Bradford Northern now really have the pressure on them. 12 men. 15 minutes gone, but still holding on to that 1-point lead. Good firm decision from Mr. Carter. Gregory. Oh, that was silly pass from Andy Gregory. Wigan losing possession here and the position. And really, Bradford Northern will have to hold on here whilst Pinner sits his 10-minute spell out in the sin bin there in the dressing room.
I think we'll see a little bit more now from the Bradford 6, that they will just be driving the ball in and hoping that they can keep the ball as long as possible until Mr. Pinner arrives back on the scene.
Yes, I think they'll play through each and every one of the 6 tackles. Wigan have had shaky form in the league this season, only in 6th position, and Bradford in 8th position. But such is the quality of the players in these sides, they can produce the goods. Ellery Hanley now then. He's got the pace. Did well to get that pass out there to Joe Lydon. And that surely is interfering at the play of the ball. Yes, Mr. Carter again, right on the spot. Paul Harkin disputing the decision, but there's no point. And Joe Lydon taking the tap. And taking Bradford almost by surprise, Alan.
Yes, and that's very surprising, because normally what Wigan do, they could have kicked a goal there, but they must be very, very confident of scoring, because they're holding the ball when I think a goal kick might have been more important to them at this time.
Gregory. Oh, this is good play from this little lad. That should be another 6 tackles if Kevin Iro can grab hold of it. He does. 6 more tackles to Wigan. The ball touching a Bradford player. Potter. Nicky Kiss. Ball well picked up by Jed Byrne. Lydon. Oh, beautiful play from Lydon. Hanley. Wayne. This is good rugby from Wigan. Jed Byrne. Tony Iro. It's like basketball. Gregory. Still the ball going. Tony Iro, but a bad pass. And it's Bradford. And good play there from Brian Noble. Well, that must have gone through about 15, 20 pairs of hands.
I think that's why you now know, Ray, why it's one of the best spectator sports in the world. That was rugby of its very, very best. That was absolutely brilliant.
And all credit to Bradford Northern. They kept the line intact and came away with the ball. Skerritts.
You can see on both sides, Ray, that the tackling bags and the tackling shields have been out. This is a very important game for both sides.
Hampson. Oh, and a bad drop there by Steve Hampson. Not hitting his top form, Steve Hampson, this season. Had a lot of problems with injuries, and notice that strapping on his right hand, broken arm. Needs his confidence. McGowan.
You've got to admire, Ray, Bradford, haven't you, really? Because they're keeping this ball alive, and this is a tremendously quick game. Both sides moving the ball out, and some good support play.
Yes, and one or two critics have said that the Bradford pack's a little bit slow moving, but it doesn't appear that way, does it?
I think they must have had the G up from somewhere, Ray.
20 minutes gone, just still that 1 point, that Harkin drop goal in giving Bradford the lead. And Wigan, really, Alec, have got to take advantage of this wind, haven't they?
Yes, it's pretty strong in the, you know, blowing down the field. And like I say, I just wonder what Harry Penny will be feeling like now in the dressing room. He'll be looking at his watch and saying, come on, there must be 4, I must be all over now. And there might be 3 or 4 minutes left yet.
That's a good kick. Again, by Paul Stewart, forcing Wigan back. Hampson. Significant there, Steve Hampson having to take the ball away from the acting half-back position. The Wigan pack not right back. Hanley. Oh, good play from Hanley. He's broken the cover, can't get it to Preston. Yes, he does. No, we've seen this boy can run. He's got the full-back to beat. He beats him. Oh, that's beautiful rugby. Oh, and back. Oh, well. I thought Preston was back inside for the ball. But magnificent run between those two. And Tony, you know, just couldn't get the ball inside. But certainly the danger here is on this wing. Mark Preston. And it's Wigan again. Platt, it needs an early ball. Jed Byrne. Oh, he's going to go himself. He's in. No, he's in touch and goal. Well, I really do think Lydon looking a little disconsolate at that. And I think he should have said that to Jed Byrne, I should have had the ball earlier.
I think we're going to be very disappointed with this. Jed Byrne held on. He didn't want to go on his own, and yet he thought, I am going on my own. Joe Lydon screaming for the ball, saying, give it me, please, please. In the end, touch and goal.
Jed Byrne, utility back, signed from Salford last season for £40,000 for Wigan.
I think now, Ray, you've got to say Wigan's had 2 glowing chances in the last couple of minutes, and they'll be very disappointed if not put one away.
Brian Noble. And every time these chances go to ground, this Bradford Northern pack keep picking the ball up and bringing it back at them. Harkin. Interesting to see Kevin Iro here, the centre, number 3, actually being paired once he's come out with Mark Preston at number 5, I think, to launch this lad Preston.
I just cannot believe, Ray, the Wigan tactics at this moment in time. They've just had 2 kickable goals, they've had 2 chances and attacking tap penalties.
That's a good pass to Gregory. That's a better... Oh! Lydon dropped it again, Hampson dropped it again, but that would have put him in the clear. Phil Ford. Oh, well recovered there by Steve Hampson. And Paul Harkin looks round again and says, look, Steve Ford, why didn't you stay down Wales with passes like that?
I think also, Ray, that you can just tell how much you lose your touch, because Phil Ford twice now is through 2 bad balls, and you know, he is a class player, and he might just be a little bit out of touch.
Lydon. A lot of loose ball, a lot of ball going from side to side, and Phil Ford, I think, really needs 2 or 3 more matches before he's at full fitness. Byrne, that's a good ball to Ellery Hanley. Iro. Well, the ball goes loose again. Harry Pinner served his 10-minute suspension. And Harry Pinner just coming back onto the field to the usual accompaniment of boos from the Wigan fans and cheers from the Bradford Northern fans.
I think also, Ray, he'll be a very relieved man, because he could not have believed that when he come back on the field, the score should have been 1-0 to Bradford.
Yes, he'll be very relieved. In fact, I saw him, he went off against St Helens for 10 minutes and you won the league game.
Yes, and like I say, he's got away with it this time. He'll want to be putting the record straight, and he's a very important player to this Bradford side.
So Bradford withstood the 2 or 3 chances that have gone begging for Wigan. And every time Bradford regroup, they regroup around these 2 or 3 big forwards,
yes.
don't they?
Yeah, the big lads, and it'll be interesting to see now what really happens. You know, after the team's had so many chances, you normally find out that the side who's not in no chances go and score a try.
Pinner. Here's one lad who will distribute the ball about the field. John Hamer having a good game. This lad came through the Colts. And Phil Ford electing to put the short kick in, just keep the pressure on Wigan, keep the pack moving forward. Mr. Carter there judging once again that the hooker's head not in.
I don't think that would be helping Bradford, Ray, really, giving silly penalties away like that, because they're playing very well, they're playing very, very solid, and you know, they'll not want to give silly penalties away.
Wigan, I think, needs some points this half. Sean Wayne. Adrian Shelford, rib cartilage has popped out here on the stand, and the doctor has put it back, strapped him up, and he could come back on the field at a pinch. Oh, that's a beautiful... They're trying one pass too many, aren't they?
Yes, what they're trying to do, Ray, is walk the ball over the line, and I think that's fatal in rugby league, because they've got to realise that this wind is not going any easier, it's going stronger as a matter of fact, and Bradford are still winning 1-0, and Wigan's missed 3 or 4 glorious chances.
Harkin. Keith Mumby coming in a lot into the play. whether from cold or tactically, very, very difficult to judge. But that's a good pass to McGowan, and well read there by Tony Iro from Wigan. A good tackle. And I don't think that ball really should have gone to Brian Noble, but he found a magnificent touch. I don't think there was anyone more surprised than this hooker, number 9, Brian Noble. Again, 10 seasons with Odsal. Great servant there.
I think he's saying to himself, really, and I'll do that every week in training.
Mr. Carter really dishing the penalties out here at these scrums. Very firm. Mr. Carter from Widnes. Surprising how many top-class referees we have from Widnes. Mick Norton, Ronnie Campbell, George Phillips, and here possibly another one to join them.
I think they're important, Ray, these penalties, aren't they? Where you give them away, because if Bradford happen to score a try here, I mean, it could go anything.
Just 10 minutes to half-time. Pinner, that's a good ball to Russell Stewart. This chunky number 6 from New Zealand. Oh, good run. Gary Mercer, another New Zealand Test player, number 4 for Bradford. And suddenly, Bradford faced all the pressure for half an hour. Now back on Wigan. Pinner.
Could the same thing be on, Ray? Could they drive it to the sticks and another drop goal? Every point counts.
Hamer. And it is the 6th tackle, and Paul Harkin moving into that first receiver position. No, the chip. Oh, that's a difficult one. It's offside. And I think it was very, very harsh decision there on Ellery Hanley. I don't think he could get himself out of the way, Alec.
Well, I don't agree with that, Ray. I think that the ball was very cleverly kicked through. And if you watch here now, this is good play for young Paul Harkin. He strips the ball through. He knows Wigan are coming up. Stevie Hampson off his boots. Ellery knows what's going on, but watch this one. That's where he's offside. He's given Stevie Hampson offside.
Well, Mr. Carter's in charge. I'd beg to differ, Alec, but nevertheless, it's a kick goal for Bradford, and it's David Hobbs, very, very accurate kicker. 58 goals already this season, in 3rd position in the top 10 goal kickers. And a powerful lad, and this should be an easy kick for him. Just 10 yards out. But again, of course, although these kicks look easy, we often underestimate the pressure on a player in a semi-final as important as this. But it's there, 2 points. So 8 minutes to half-time. Bradford Northern move out further, 3 points to 0 now. And Wigan looking for a very, very quick kick-off. I think they're, Alec, hoping to catch Keith Mumby out of position.
Yes, well, obviously you can see now Joe Lydon can fairly boot a ball, but look what's happened. He's kicked the ball 50 yards down the field, and Keith Mumby's brought it 40 yards back up the field.
Wigan, the definite favourites for this match before the kick-off, but everyone's saying that if Bradford could get the bit between the teeth, there could be a surprise. That's a good pass. Superb passing, short passing here from Bradford. It's certainly paying off against this wind. Pinner. The only problem is, Alec, do you think Bradford can keep it up?
I think in semi-finals, Ray, you've not got to worry about how long you can keep it up for. The most important thing is that Bradford are playing with confidence. They're not playing this game just to be in it. They're playing as well as what Wigan are playing.
Certainly a lot of confidence in this Bradford side now, moving in very, very quickly to the tackle. That's a good kick from Lydon. It was spinning in the wind to Roger Simpson. Ex-Great Britain Colts player. A lightly built lad, but a very, very quick wingman. Mumby. Oh, good play by Keith Mumby. He hasn't got the support.
I'll tell you what, Ray, what a servant this lad's been to this Bradford club. He plays every game as though it's, you know, a cup tie. He's a very strong player, and what a great professional player he is.
Yes, 15 seasons at Odsal. Harkin. Pinner. McGowan. And there's those little probing, prodding kicks by Harkin. Good play this again. He's keeping that big pack moving forward. He's pushing Wigan back time and time again. Master tactician, this little number 7.
I'll tell you what, Ray, if he could bottle brains, he'd be a millionaire, this fella, wouldn't he?
That's a good heel against the head. Phil Ford. Just 5 minutes to half-time. Bradford 3, Wigan 0. The Harkin drop goal, the Hobbs penalty. Furbank. And this back three of Hobbs, Furbank and Pinner really taking some putting down. Pinner again. To Noble. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Bradford Northern edge into another drop goal.
Well, you'll find out that it'll be an inside ball. They'll certainly not move away from mistakes unless they're confident.
Just 10 yards from that Wigan line. Pinner again. Well, that's should be another 6 tackles if Roger Simpson can get hold of it. He does. Noble. Oh, that's a good tackle from Ian Lucas. But the pressure still on Wigan. Mercer. Not really the position, the first receiver for a centre to come, and he's stolen the ball. Well, that, I think, is a vital steal there by Andy Platt.
It's very important, though, Ray, that you keep possession, and Bradford are controlling the game. They're not losing many balls, and they're playing against this wind, and I think at half-time, if they go in winning with this score, I think they'll be very, very pleased.
Gregory. Oh, that's a beautiful piece of play. He got the bounce well. It was a bad bounce for him. He picked it up well, but he gets another 6 tackles. And I think Andy Gregory realised that he had to break up this tight Bradford defence. Andy Platt. Oh, beautiful ball to Jet Byrne. Good tackle again, and just look at that number 1, Keith Mumby. Superb tackle around the legs. But Wigan now beginning to buzz. Gregory. Tony Iro.
I think just then, Ray, looking at that break by Jed Byrne, you know, whether he just had that yard of pace or just relaxed that yard of pace, because he's been put clear twice and he's just not had it.
Lydon now then, got a chance with Phil Ford. Oh, beautifully done by Ford. Superb kick by Joe Lydon, but well recovered by Phil Ford, and well done by Ford again, holding onto the ball. Good tactics there, allowing his pack to get back. And now I think we'll see Bradford go through the other 4 tackles. They'll be wanting to waste time here in this position. Just 2 minutes left in this first half. They'll want to go in 3-0 up.
I don't think they must do anything silly, Ray, because Wigan look as though they're a little bit peeved about not being in front.
Pinner. Oh, that was a bad kick. Gregory going for the gap. He's a strong little lad, this. He may only be 5.5 feet, but he wants some putting down. Lydon. Kiss. We may only have had 3 points, but my word, Ali, we've had some rugby, haven't we?
Well, I thought that semi-finals are not made for open rugby, Ray, but this is really a cracking game.
Kevin Iro. Just another couple of tackles to go in this sequence. Half-time coming up. Wigan surely got to make something out of this. Hanley.
I think, Ray, that's what Bradford are doing well. If you look at Bradford, every time they tackle, it's man and ball. They know if they let Wigan use this ball, they're in trouble.
And the sixth tackle. Gregory, now that's a good one. He's caught the wind. Oh, Simpson's missed it. And that's a dropout. Excellent kick from Andy Gregory there. Flighted it well in this wind. But seconds to go to half-time. I think Wigan may have missed their opportunity in this first half.
There's a little bit of gamesmanship going on in the Bradford side. You can't blame them for that. And
Iro wants to keep out of touch. Into injury time now in this first half. Wigan will not want to see this hooter go. They'll want some points out of this attack. Here's a chance. Byrne to Wayne. Gregory. That's a good ball to Iro. Still keeping it going, trying to run this big Bradford pack around. Oh, that's a beautiful ball to Joe Lydon. He probably will go himself. The overlap was there, the gap was there. But so were the coverers. Jed Byrne. To Hanley.
Well, would you believe it? A world-class player and a world-class try. You know, you said you lead by example. Watch this. I'll do it for you fellas. Just leave it to me. What a cracking try. And what a very important one.
Yes, acknowledging the roars of the Wigan fans who trekked over the Pennines. And a timely try. To score just on the half-time or just after the half-time is always a vital period. And Joe Lydon. Very, very difficult kick. But he's got a strong following wind. If he can flight the ball round, no direction at all. So Wigan just the 1 point lead. There is the hooter, the 1 point lead for Wigan, 4 points to 3. But I'm sure Northern coach Barry Seaborn will be excellent turfing. Doesn't deter the true Bradford Northern fans. I'm sure if he can just stop eating for a minute, he'll be delighted with that Bradford Northern first half performance. And grandfather there just encouraging the grandson to support Bradford Northern. And tremendous support. That's what rugby league is all about. But Wigan, I think, will be all about a little discipline this second half. They'll certainly have to hold the possession and certainly have to keep the position when they get into that half, because I'm very, very sure that Andy Gregory will have to be doing a few jinking runs, a couple of those perfectly executed passes. He'll want to get the Wigan backs in motion. Because I think Gregory knows that Paul Harkin will be the key man this afternoon now. He'll be using this wind advantage at every opportunity. He'll be looking for those long touch finders to get Bradford Northern in that Wigan 25-yard. But Ellery Hanley, one try already, and I think, Alec, possibly a few more to come.
Yes, well, it's going to be an interesting second half because the wind is certainly not dropped, and I think Bradford will want to give it plenty stick down the field. It'll all be about character, Ray.
Tony Iro. Widnes, of course, already through to the final of this tournament. And still that relentless tackling there by those two props, 8 and 10, Kelvin Skerritt and John Hamer for Northern. And very often, Alec, one of the problems when you're facing a pack like Northern, you tend to get a side sucked into a forward game, and Wigan can't afford that, can they?
No, but also, Ray, on the other hand, Wigan had a few chances in the first half, and they'll realise out wide they've got the pace, and I think you'll find out a side that plays against the wind does a little bit better.
Phil Ford. And that's interesting there. Keith Mumby, the first time he received that ball, put it straight back down the field to Hampson. Obviously, coach Barry Seaborn has told this Northern side we play the game in the Wigan half. But it's Wigan just with that 1 point lead, 4 points to 3. To the floor by Pinner. Byrne. Not seen a lot of these 2 second rows to Wigan, Platt and Potter, have we?
I think Platt and Potter, you know, are more in the line for running, because the tackling has been very, very hard in the first half, and I think we're going to go after Ryan Lottom in the second half.
Harkin. That's a good switch. Oh, Pinner really was looking for the number 6, Russell Stewart, to be coming from deeper, or even a second row, bigger man coming on the ball, somebody like David Hobbs.
I think this is when Bradford Northern need the forwards, you know, to gain yardage, Ray.
That's a bad loss. Nicky kisses ball. Wing. To Lucas. Significant that Wigan trying to get this lad Mark Preston launched at every opportunity. Sean Wayne again. And a penalty. Mr. Carter very, very firm in his discipline. Certainly not standing any mess in there from the Bradford forwards.
I think what they're saying here, Ray, these two, is come on, we've got a penalty. Really what it was for was a silly penalty, really, because the Bradford lad went off and just caught him with his knees. But, you know, this is a dangerous place to give Wigan penalties, because they're just liable to score from any position on the field.
And I think Gregory possibly telling Hanley, look, all we've got to do is settle it down. We've got the pace on the outside.
Well, look at him here. I mean, what's he thinking? Look at him. He never stops talking. He's got one of these. Look at him. He talks in his sleep.
It reminds me very much of you in your playing days, Alec. So, Wigan on the attack. And Mr. Carter sending Northern correctly back 10 yards. That's a good drive from Ian Potter. Lucas favouring the Australian type headgear there, number 8, Ian Lucas. Wayne. Gregory, that's a good ball to launch Hanley, but it was well covered. Russell Stewart, the Bradford Northern number 6 there, spotted the move that was on. He moved across behind the play. Gregory. Oh, Preston could get there. Oh, well covered. Well covered by Keith Mumby. It looked to be a try for Mark Preston, but well read by Keith Mumby. Experience again, never flustered, and a dropout. Looks very, very calm, Keith Mumby. Never gets excited.
I think of the two sides, though, Ray, you've got to say that Wigan look as though they've come out and look that little bit stronger. You know, they're running more with more determination in the second half.
They look as if their backs have switched into that 5th gear on it.
Well, they have got the pace out there, but the forwards and the support play is a lot better.
Lucas. Having a good driving game, this lad, number 8, doing all the foraging. Nicky Kiss. Gregory. Good pass to Byrne. Oh, that's a risky pass. But play on, it should be another 6 tackles, yes. It hit the Bradford lad. Wigan very, very lucky to get away with that.
I think that was a little bit of shaded look there, because it looked like a knock-on to me, and I was very surprised that the Bradford lad didn't go for the interception.
Wayne. Bradford tackling still very powerful, very strong. Of course, a much heavier set of forwards. That's a good ball to Kevin Iro. Built like a second row, this lad, but runs like the centre that he is. And that was a high tackle. No doubt about that. A high tackle there from Kevin Furbank. And surely this once again should be a single difference.
What would you say about this? There's been an instruction from the Rugby League, head-high tackles, you've got to go in the sunday to go off. Judge for yourself what this is. It looks pretty high to me, it looks pretty late, and it will look pretty bad.
Well, I think number 12 there, Carl Furbank, very, very lucky to get away there with just conceding a penalty. I think that certainly warranted a sin bin on Kevin Iro there for that head-high tackle. Thankfully the lad's recovered.
It's no wonder he's blowing his cheeks out, Ray. I think that nearly knocks his head off.
It's well worth the attempted goal from Leiden. It's a difficult kick. It may only be 20 yards out, but a tricky wind buffeting down the field. And a difficult angle for him, well to the left. No, strikes it straight across the face. Simpson. And that should be a penalty. Yes, you can't drag a man into touch once the tackle has been made. And a lot of silly, petty penalties coming now. I think the tension's mounting in this game. It's just that 1 point difference. Wigan 4, Bradford 3. And Mr. Carter, the referee, certainly having his work cut out.
See, there's 2 there, Mr. Pinner and Keith Mundy. They're saying, come on, let's settle it down a bit, so we're getting a little bit ragged.
And certainly now some ferocious tackling. Good tackle there from Nicky Kiss on Kelvin Skerritt. Harkin. No way through there for a little scrum half. Pinner. There's the kicks that we felt Paul Harkin would be making, but not as accurate as they should be. Tony Iro. Interesting to see how coach Graham Lowe for Wigan uses these 2 big Iro boys as really spur forwards. That's a well picked up by Lucas. Gregory to Hanley. Gregory again. Platt.
It's incredible, Ray, when you look at this little man, Andy Gregory, receiving the ball now. He dictates everything. He's a lovely pair of hands.
Oh, that's a good ball to Jed Byrne. Just didn't have the physique to push in off that Gregory pass. Hampson, an attempted drop. It's a good attempt, just to the left of the post there. But I think that attempted drop from Hampson there really, I think, indicates on it just what pressure is on Wigan as well, isn't it?
Well, also, Ray, he must realise that every point counts, and he obviously was confident enough to think that he could do it.
Pinner. Just couldn't quite take it. Really, Russell Stewart there, the number 6, the standoff for Bradford, standing a little bit too deep. He should have been moving onto the ball at pace. A well-intentioned pass by Pinner. Wigan 9-6 ahead in the scrums, but they have had more of the head and ball. Well, now that's a silly penalty to give away. Paul Harkin appealing, but referee Mr. Carter says, get away, you don't tell me anything. And suddenly, from being a differential penalty, this becomes a shot at goal. And Hanley, the Wigan skipper, very, very keen for Lydon to take this kick.
You also think, Ray, that cup ties are won by not only playing well but discipline, and at this moment in time Wigan look as though they've got a lot better discipline than what Bradford Northern have. 2 silly penalties for yapping, and there was 3 or 4 having a go.
And Joe Lydon only kicked 24 goals this season. Wigan using a variety of kickers these days. But there's a good one. 2 points, well struck, accurate, just edges Wigan further ahead. 6 points to 3 now. Just gives Wigan a little more breathing space, but of course 1 try from Bradford and they're back in. From the number of breaks and the number of gaps we've had, Alec, you really would have thought we'd have had more tries than this, wouldn't you?
Yes.
And the referee, Mr. Carter, is a little bit concerned about that.
I think she's wrong, Ray. I think the man who kicked off, I think that ball dropped a good foot in play, and that ball should have been a drop out from in front of the sticks.
Hanley taking the quick tap. Of course, if the ball goes out directly out of play, then it is a penalty to Wigan. Mr. Carter checked it with his touch judges. Sean Wayne. Kiss. Oh, that was a good ball to Andy Platt, but Andy Platt was coming through. His arms were down. They weren't in that taking the ball position.
So it just doesn't seem to be reading the game, Ray, Andy Platt. He's running through gaps and doesn't think the ball's going to get to him.
Fairbank. Pinner. Mumby, oh, beautiful ball from Harry Pinner. But a tremendous tackle there from Jed Byrne. Interesting to see where Jed Byrne was then. He was acting in the sweeper role just behind the first line of defence, obviously looking for someone to be coming through off a Pinner or a Harkin pass. And a penalty. Sean Wayne stealing the ball when the referee, Mr. Carter, had adjudged that the tackle had been made.
And what we just said about discipline win matches, and that on the 6th tackle is unforgivable.
Well, I thought Keith Mummy might have had a goal there now.
Well, I think Ray, what he realises, they want to get in front, and I think if you find out they scored a try, there'll be a vast difference to Bradford's play.
Bradford using this pack again. John Hamer had a good game, this lad, brought in for the suspended heavyweight prop Brendan Hill. Pinner. Fairbank, but that's a good tackle. Good tackle by Andy Platt. Harkin. Oh, here's a chance, David Hobbs. But just look at that little man, Gregory. He brought the big 6 foot, 16 stone forward down. A chance. Harkin, obstruction. No doubt about it. Just 15 minutes gone in the second half. Harkin spotted the gap.
Well, this is why you call them crafty little fellas. Just watch this. He knows what's going to happen. Little bit of a shoulder, penalty, 2 points.
Well, it should be 2 points if David Hobbs lands this goal. A small mound of sand now that most of these goal kickers seem to favour, and there's no doubt about it. It certainly does not hinder Hobbs' kicking. A powerful lad, he'll just need to stroke this ball over. He does, he puts it between the posts, so just back to that 1 point difference now. Wigan 6, Bradford 5.
It'll be interesting in our Ray to see what Bradford do, what kind of tactics they play, because that is the first time in the second half that they've been in the Wigan half, and I'm sure they'll want to put the ball deep and hope that so they get a penalty or a quick try. Yes, and Dennis Betts, the young 19 years old Wigan forward, coming on for Sean Wayne. I think Graham Lowe spelling these two youngsters. This lad Betts probably more of an attacking force than Sean Wayne. I think Coach Lowe using his substitutes well. Wayne, the more of the grafter, the tackler, and I think possibly now as the players tire, the gaps begin to come, we may see Betts doing some running down the flanks. I think also there now we've got to see what tactics are very important about who puts the ball down where, because there's 1 point in it, and Bradford will want to be in the Wigan half. And you would be expecting Paul Harkin really to be thereabouts with the kick, but still driving through with the forward. Skerritt. No, it's a knock-on, no advantage. Well, Paul Harkin looks a little bit quizzical about that decision, but there's no way you can have advantage to yourself if you've knocked on. I think referee Mr. Carter there doing a very, very good job. And again, the size of the Bradford pack just pushed Wigan out of it there then. I'll tell you what, Ray, that was a very good strike against the head and a very, very important one. This is what Bradford need. They need early possession, and they need to come down and keep Wigan in this half. Harkin. All forward, standing around there. To Furbank. A good drive. Hampson's got to take him out. He does. No support. But it's all Northern at the moment. Harry Pinner again, distributing. Stewart. Skerritt. Oh, magnificent tackle. A timely tackle by Nicky Kiss. Northern 10 yards now from the Wigan line. McGowan. But they've lost the momentum. Took the ball standing still, Steve McGowan. Phil Ford now then. Can he show his paces? No. Well, put the ball into touch, Phil Ford. Been an excellent wingman for Bradford over the years. Always had a good record of wingmen since the days of Jack McLean, the big New Zealand try-scorer for them. And just 1 point in it. I don't think you can have it any closer than that, Rady. And look at this now, it's getting really ferocious. That's how important Bradford think winning these scrums are. They're really putting that extra pound of beef in. And I think Coach Barry Seaburn's certainly been giving them some scrummaging practice, because they're absolutely driving the Wigan pack back. Oh, there's a good run, Phil Ford. Spent the past 3 months in Wales, upset with the Bradford club, but I think they would all forgive him if he could pull out a try here. And Wigan defensively on the rack. Harry Pinner. Here's a chance for Bradford. McGowan, they've got a 3-2. Oh, he held on. And he's lost it. And suddenly the pressure off Wigan. And it looks a penalty. Yes, a penalty by Mr. Carter, I think, for interfering on the player. Lucas. Just look at the force of those two props. They've had excellent, and isn't he enjoying it there, Kelvin Skerritt, smiling, laughing to himself.
The beauty about this Bradford pack, I think they really enjoy tackling.
Well, I don't know what they put in the steak and kidney pies there, but they certainly look as though they eat a lot more in Bradford than what they do in Wigan. But there's some big lads. It's really warming up this game now. It's really getting ready for Christmas.
Hobbs. Russell Stewart. Keith Mumby. A lot of pressure being put on Wigan here. It's very, very tiring tackling these 15, 16 stone forwards. Hobbs. And the sixth tackle. Is it worth another drop goal? No. Pinner. Oh, this is a chance. Skerrit, he's turned inside. Pinner again. Stewart. It's still going. Hobbs. To Phil Ford. Oh, well taken by Iro. And the drop out. Phil Ford's little chip kick still keeps the pressure on Wigan. It looks as though he's taking a knock, Phil Ford, but he's certainly coming into the game now, adjusting himself. Oh, well taken by Mumby.
I think this is the part of the field that Bradford Northern want to be in. The pressure for the last 10 minutes has really been on Wigan, but you've got to admire Wigan. The tackling's very strong, and really it's taking Bradford 3 or 4 drives before they can break one tackle.
Stewart. Mercer. Wigan not been out of this 30-yard area now for some considerable time, but Northern have got to translate this position and possession into points. They still trail by the 1 point, 6 points to 5. Pinner, the long ball. That's a beautiful ball to Mercer. Oh, he should have kept outside, I think. But a good tackle again from Kevin Iro. Oh, well taken. And it's little Andy Gregory comes away with it. And that, Alec, I think, could be a vital...
I think that's why you call him a good player. Not only does that, you know, that is a brave lad to do that, because Wigan's really been on the rack, and I really think that Bradford should have had some more points on the board with all the pressure they've had.
Can Wigan break away now? Betts. And one of the problems for Wigan is the wind. They can't really kick their way out of position. They've got to run this ball, they've got to move it. Lydon. Well, that is a good kick. Flighted it, put Northern back. McGowan. Oh, and the way handlers let him go. Pinner to Mumby. Taking a lot on him this afternoon, Keith Mumby. Maybe considered a veteran in the game, but certainly running around like a 2-year-old.
I think if anything that Bradford are lacking, Ray, it's that extra yard in pace. I think there's only Phil Ford really can, you know, score the full length of the field. But with kicks like that does help.
And that's a magnificent kick from Harkin. Saves a lot of trouble, a lot of effort. There's nothing worse than a team, if you're working your way upfield, to suddenly be trailing back 40, 50 yards. That's a good heel for Wigan. Tony Iro. Oh, coming down the middle here. Oh, that's a bad pass. Just 15 minutes left. Kevin Iro. And I get the feeling that if either of these two Iros get half a chance, they've got the pace and the size to go the length of the field. But this Northern tackling, Ali, is relentless, isn't it?
Yes, it's first class, and you know, this is the first time we've seen Ellery back in the game for the last 10-15 minutes. but you never can tell in semi-finals when you've been on the rack for 10-15 minutes, somebody just pops up and puts it out of the other side's reach.
Kiss to Byrne. Brian Noble did a good job there because he cut Jed Byrne off by coming in the line and stopping the pass. Gregory, oh, that's a good pass to Andy Platt. Well, then he can run this second row to Iro. And Brian Noble again, low to the floor, saves Bradford. Just 14 minutes left. Wigan hanging in with that 1 point, 6 points to 5.
Very surprised, Ray, the way this game's gone. That you know, Bradford have really pressed and pressed, and they've been in the Wigan half for a long, long time, and never tried a drop goal just to get a draw.
Hobbs. This is sensible stuff. This is good play here from Bradford. They've got to kick down there. Tony Iro. Oh, looked like an attempted trip. Yes, it was. From Brian Noble. Yes. Another firm decision by referee Mr. Carter. Out comes the yellow card, and 10 minutes sin bin for Brian Noble. One of those instinctive reactionary prod outs with the foot from Noble, but definitely an attempted trip.
Well, this could be a very, very costly sin bin. Just watch Brian Noble here. What do you think? Would he think he tripped him? Yes. And he's very, very lucky if he did trip him.
So Bradford now facing a 1 point deficit and facing 13 men with only 12.
And could it be, Ray, that two little pieces of indiscipline is going to cost you much?
Andy Gregory. Oh, he's lost the ball. Referee Andy Gregory looking to the touch judge. He felt that the ball was kicked out of his reach. But Mr. Carter says no, it was lost.
I would think that will be a time when Andy Gregory, number 7, would obviously be speaking in Latin to the touch judge, because he definitely wouldn't like to hear what he said in English.
Keith Mumby. Time and time again we've seen Keith Mumby come in the line, beat the first man. And all credit to these Bradford forwards. The two props have done their job, Skerritt and Hamer.
The thing about this game right now is that they've got one flying machine on here with Phil Ford, and he's very, very rarely had a running chance. And I think if they're going to win the match, they're going to have to get the ball to him.
Harkin, here they are, moving it now to Ford. Oh, that's a bad one. Kelvin Skerritt came inside on the inside pass from Harry Pinner, but he didn't spot the ball. Lucas. Little Gregory, they've got to put him down, and they do. Byrne to Betts. That's the position we expect Dennis Betts to be coming. He's a lighter boot forward than Sean Wayne. He likes to run on the outside. Byrne. Good ball to Lydon. Hampson, now then, he's got a 2-1. Hanley to Lydon. Oh yes, he's in. Beautiful play. And it was that numerical difference, 31-12. When Wigan elected to move the ball out, there was the advantage. And there was the difference in speed. Joe Lydon. We saw him score a try against Halifax earlier in the rounds. And could that try now put Wigan through to the final? 10 points to 5 for Wigan. And Lydon to take the kick.
Well, if this is not won the match, I don't know what it is. This is magnificent play by Wigan. Ellery Alney leads by captain, the only man with pace, Joe the Small, and that he could have been the match winner. He's done it.
And Leiden to take the 2 points. And of course, a very, very valuable 2 points these. Wigan leading just by 10 points to 5. This kick would take them away from that magical 6-point barrier. It would make Bradford have to score twice. There it is. They do have to score twice. 12 points to 5 and 9 minutes to go.
And I did say that this could have been a very costly sin bin for Brian Noble. Just watch Hanley here. Slips the ball inside Joe Leiden. Lovely support. Strong pace. This could be the winner. This is what it's about.
Joe Leiden had an influential career here at Wigan. Time and time again, he's popped up at Wembley, at Central Park, and now here at Headingley, just when the vital try was needed scoring.
I think what it's about, though, Ray, really is that you've got to admire Wigan in the second half. I think the tackling's been first class. They've got that little extra yard in pace, and I think that's making the difference.
Tony Iro. And I don't know what number 8 there, Kelvin Skerritt, is up to, but certainly the touch judge, Mr. Stanton, has run on. I think a little bit of frustration here on Bradford Northern's part.
I think this fella, obviously, he must have been watching wrestling. Watch this. He looks like Big Daddy. Watch. Boop. One. Here go again. Come on, and again. He'd be very lucky. He's got to be going the bath. And now he's giving an explanation, Ray. What's he trying to say as a forward? What's he trying to say?
Well, I think as an ex-forward, I think I know what he is trying to say. I think he's trying to stay on the field, I think, and he's done a good job. And Mr. Carter's let him stay on the field, but had a very, very good game, this lad, Skerritt. He's been enthusiastic. He's put some very, very good tackles in. So, Nicky Kiss then to take the tap. Lucas. And I think at the final analysis, the trip by Brian Noble may have been the costly factor in determining this match. Just 7 minutes to go.
I would also like to say, Ray, that obviously that Wigan are a very, very disciplined side on this performance. In the second half, they've had the wind against them and blowing in the faces, and really it's been that kind of performance what could win them the match.
Byrne. Potter. Oh, good run from this laddie and Potter. He'll be looking for another final. 4 finals this lad's played in. 4 winners' medals. And the 6th tackle. I think a good high ball here, flighted in this strong wind, would be effective. No, Hampson's going for the drop. Fell forward, just letting it go. Bradford Northern eager to get this game restarted, but they've got to go in twice, trailing 12 points to 5.
I think really, Ray, also looking at this game, it's been a tremendous semi-final. There's been some tremendous rugby and some really good tackling, and I wonder will Bradford think tonight 2 just bad judgments of discipline could have cost them the match.
Yes, and Mr. Carter again spotting Jed Byrne coming in there with a dig to the ribs on David Hobbs. Just 5 minutes left for Bradford then to get those vital points. And these, I think, are the positions that Bradford can score from. I don't think they have the pace to come 60, 70 yards downfield. But once they're here, one of these big forwards could cause a crack in this Wigan defence. Oh, that's a good ball to Furbank. But well held there by Hanley. Good example there to any youngsters watching to clamp the ball in the tackle. Harkin. Oh, and Phil Ford's lost it. Preston. Northern. Can Iro go the length of the field? He's still going. He's got Preston winning. Preston to Simpson. Oh, has he got the pace? This lad can really run. But a magnificent tackle by Phil Ford. That was rugby league at its best. Brilliant running, excellent passing, and a tremendous cover tackle from Phil Ford. At such a late stage in the semi-final, but it's Wigan again. This is good play. To Kiss, to Tony Iro this time. He's got the size, has he got the pace? Yes, he has, he's in! Tony Iro. Again, that extra man providing the overlap. And the Wigan supporters are happy at last. Wigan 16, Bradford Northern 5. And Wigan surely on their way now to this John Player Special Trophy final. And it all came there from Mark Preston's break. On the far side of the field, it was Preston who brought the cover across, and then this man, Iro, taking advantage of the overlap. Wonderful rugby from Wigan, and the sort of rugby that they always threatened. And I don't think that Joe Lydon will be too bothered about this kick. I think he knows that Wigan are already home and dry to the final. No real effort put behind that. Lydon misses the kick, but still 16 points to 5 for Wigan.
And this is what Wigan can do when they're under pressure. Now watch this here, Iro to Mark Preston. Looks as though he's going to score. A magnificent tackle by Phil Ford here. But just watch, the game's not finished here, and neither is Bradford's move. As Wigan get the ball, they whip it right across the line, and here where it goes. This is world class, the extra man, and this is where pace comes in. He's a big lad, this young Iro. He brushes off Mumby and flies for the corner. What a good try.
And Wigan still moving this ball about. Just over a minute left now in this semi-final. A semi-final full of good tackling, strong running, and just look at the quality of this passing. And the tackling again. David Hobbs. Good tackle on Betts. To Gregory. Tony Iro.
I think really, Ray, in this second half, Wigan really have showed that they're coming back to form. They've played very, very well. They've run with the ball. I think the tackling has been superb. And I think they deserve to be in front.
Mumby. And a sudden snap now in this Wigan pack, just with a minute left. And I think they've got a lot for this little man to thank. Andy Gregory. He's prompted and he's prodded them. He's kept them going. Phil Ford. That's a good ball from Harkin. All credit to Bradford Northern. They've really played well here. A lot of them, the spectators, felt they were underdogs, but certainly they've made Wigan go all the way.
I think really, Ray, it's been a game where, for a semi-final, it's really been a magnificent game. I think Bradford has really played their part in the game, but Wigan's just had that little bit extra class. And Steve Hampson knows that the seconds ticking away. Just lets the ball quietly roll dead. It's Wigan now to play the ball on the 25 yards. And surely, with the 40 minutes of in injury time, they'll use these 6 tackles. Gregory. Dennis Betts.
Keith Mumby maybe a little bit disappointed at Bradford losing, but man of the match, and rightly so. Magnificent performance from this veteran fullback. But Wigan now know that they're home and dry. 16 points to 5. Lydon, that's a good kick, very, very good kick, stretching Keith Mumby. Joe Lydon spotted him in the centre, goal it is. A disappointing Keith Mumby. Wigan 16, Bradford 5. Wigan's form has been erratic, but the cup brought out their best traditions, and I'm sure they'll have a huge following behind them when they meet Widnes at Burnham Park, Bolton on Saturday, January the 7th. We'll see you then on Grandstand, and happy Christmas to everybody. Wigan 16, Bradford 5.